I was born August the 25th, 1919, Kansas City, Kansas, and I attended the public schools of Kansas City, Kansas, and graduated from Sumner High School in 1937.
What instrument did you play?
I played the B-flat clarinet. However, in Sumner High School, I also learned to play the saxophone and also the violin.
Now, where was your first teaching job?
My first teaching job was at Lincoln High School in Springfield, Missouri. And following that, this is one correction, I was appointed chairman of the Department of Music at Fort Valley State College, and I served there in 1943-44. And then 1944-1946, I was at Tuskegee Institute as director of the band and orchestra. And of course, since June 1, 1946, I've served as director of bands and chairman of the Department of Music at Florida A&M University, where I still hold the same positions.
You've been there for quite a while, then, haven't you?
Yes, I'm ending my 44th year, believe it or not, and then to have every band member to look like a drum major, with high knee lift and 180-degree swing of the instruments from side to side, also a 90-degree knee lift, and this proved to be a very sort of different than we perform. In other words, a great variety from anywhere from 12-15 on up to our fastest cadence, of course, goes up to about 360 steps a minute.
That's a long time. Where did you meet your wife?
I met my wife in Kansas City, Kansas. I was in high school at the time, and she was a student at Sumner High School.
Mrs. Foster, and why don't you give us your version of when you met Bill?
Well, as he said, we met in Kansas City, Kansas, and I lived 2 doors from his mother's home. And however, he was in high school and I was in junior high school when we met. I met him when I was 14 years old.
What did you think of him?
Well, I thought he was a nice boy.
Dr. Foster, what matters most to you?
What matters most to me, I believe, is character and love. I think those are the...
What is your favorite song?
My favorite song, it would be very difficult, but probably the number that is truly very close to me, and that is a great number by Richard Wagner entitled Elsa's Procession to the Cathedral, which seems to emit all the soul music that it has in me.
To God be the glory for the mighty things He has done. Thanking the Creator for allowing us to be a part of Dr. Foster's vision and dream is beyond any measure, bar none. A dream that became a reality, a form that formed a formality, a beacon of light that shined so bright darkness couldn't fade his light. For the plight he was faced with in the midst of adversity, God gave him gifts and showed mercy. We all are so thankful, mindful, and respectful of his teachings, the genius in him, and the lectures in his preachings. Oh, how pleasant it is and it was to dwell in the monument he built, directing for over 50 years, all passion-filled. A cadre of phenomenal musicians, he taught the brightest of scholars and even physicians. For those of us who were fortunate to witness the power of his instruction and to have had the honor to aid in his construction, we can't say thank you enough, for thank you just won't do. For we say Hubadak, and these 3 words, we love you. Father, grant us the fortitude, the passion, the zeal, and wisdom to carry on, for Dr. Foster's dream and legacy will still live on. The heart of a true champion, undisputed and unparalleled. His words were spoken, were Herculean and incomparable. 91 glorious years on planet Earth is quite the story to tell. Being sharp is attack, and in the greatest of mental health. As the clock struck 12:01 a.m., you called your angel home to the home front. And as he entered the pearly gates, I'm sure you said, "Job well done, son." Your son was our musical father and founder. Our prayer now is for love to abound in us. For we all know love conquers all, and it will from time and time again. So as the trumpets sound and the cymbals crash, let everything that have breath say, Amen.
Past reputation is fine, but it doesn't make it, doesn't cut it. Because you've got all these thousands of people looking and listening, you know. And they'll determine whether or not this is so.
If you've seen one marching band, you've seen them all, with the possible exception of Florida A&M.
There is no greater honor at this time in your life than making the Florida A&M University Band.
A&M's basic march. And finally, the Rattler, an unbelievable succession of as many as 6 lightning-quick steps per second.
Most momentous occasion, this represents the culmination of the pre-drill activities of the Florida A&M University Marching Band, known as the tree shaking. And as many of you are aware, the best fruit stays on the vine or on the tree. The lesser fruit usually falls to the ground.
Even though they've grown to 250, they're still known as the Marching 100.
To become a member of the Marching 100 just sets you out among the best. It gives me pride every time I put on the uniform. It gives me pride every time I step out on the practice field to know that I have endured long enough to become a member of the Marching 100 who wore renown.
Dr. William P. Foster.
Good evening to everyone. I'm so happy and delighted to see everyone this evening. You are a beautiful sight to behold. I'm very proud and elated to have had a part of your life throughout the years. And your presence here this evening is a personification of what the band meant to you during all those years. At my side always, throughout some 70 years. This person deserves half of all of my accolades and honors, because I never would have had the success that I did without her presence. I love her more and more each day. Honored to present my co-worker, companion, great friend, confidant, my wife, Mrs. Mary Ann Foster.